front. So it's super important those half forwards get used and identify the dangerous space.
Scores level, second half underway at Patersons Stadium, and Griffin will win the initial clearance.
Interesting decision by Sandlands to avoid contact there. He's clearly been told don't run into him because that's what he wants you to do.
Ibbotson wide, Pavlich.
Good matchup that.
Yeah, it's been terrific.
Back towards Ibbotson. Grant pushes him in the back, and that's a sign of an out-of-form player. It's his fourth season as well, Jared Grant. We talked about Reece Palmer, Chris Mayne, also fourth season players. Time to step up. Jared Grant, just 24 games or 25 now into his career. Mundy, poor drop. Picken, little fumble. A few players have come out rusty. Boyd, and that's a poor roll towards half forward. That's deliberate-ish, but not deliberate enough.
It was just sloppy work though, wasn't it? The handball first and foremost went to ground, and then a very lackadaisical kick.
Well, Matty Boyd's had a terrific game, Jared, but his ball use by foot is hurting him at the moment. That's probably why he elected the handball to Picken instead of run and carry and kick the ball.
Both teams are genuine contenders this year, but they've both failed their biggest test so far this year. Fremantle a loss to Geelong here. Bulldogs a loss to Essendon round one. This is a crucial contest for these two teams. See exactly where they're at as Sandlands thumps that across the boundary. The Bulldogs, as I said, a loss to Essendon round one, then easy wins over Brisbane and the Gold Coast before their bye. And for Fremantle, as you see Rodney Eade getting into the phone, Fremantle beat the Lions, lost to Geelong, and then wins over Adelaide and North Melbourne. Big game this. Mundy to the wing. Morris slaps it down. McPhee, another fumble just out of half-time. Picken through some traffic. That's a poor handball from Boyd. Roughhead went the man. And now goes Sandlands. Boyd, better handball, although Mayne might get there first. Goes hard. Higgins wrapped up, drops it. Johnson, crowd wanted ball. Johnson, a little fumble. It's been an ugly start to the second half, and everybody can take a breath now.
Well, Boyd's been winning the ball. He just probably needs a couple of those half forward to present. He's handballed under pressure. He just needs some support with his runners.
Mark Harvey with 3 water bottles in the line behind that one, so he's looking for a big night on the water. Sandlands rips it out of the air.
Got a bit lucky there. There was a big push out there from Sandlands.
Little handball from Van Berlo. Could have got a free for being dumped after. Ballantyne to Mayne to Pavlich. If it sits, he can run. It just didn't sit. Markovic short, and that's sitting up as well. Pickett, a fumble. This is crazy stuff, considering what we saw in the opening half.
I can guarantee
and
they
Morris
didn't.
Just kicked that out on the... no. Okay, not deliberate.
They didn't turn the sprinklers on at half-time, Jacko, did they?
No, they certainly didn't, Jared. It's just a little bit rusty, sussing each other out in this start of this third quarter.
Got to make those main handballs stick, cost them a shot at goal.
Griffin taken out by De Boer.
Real tug of war, isn't it? Both sides fumbling, a lot of pressure out there. He wants to take it upon themselves to get some clean disposal and good delivery.
Runner just out to Chris Mayne.
Sandlands again. Hudson with him. Boundary line, Mundy will get another ball in.
And it's important that you make good decisions early in this third quarter, so you just give your side the first chance to put scoreboard pressure.
Fremantle with a bye next week. So they can empty the tank in this second half. Bulldogs coming off their bye. Boyd bounces it inside 50.
Good
Hill.
hands.
Perfect slap on. Grant. Can he kick his way back into form? No.
Well, he didn't make his mind up between the left foot and the right foot. Changed it late and blew a really good chance. This was just brilliant stuff. Well done, Hill.
Right, you're playing instinct. You do what comes naturally in your mind, and you could see his mind was racing then. Didn't know whether to handball to Barry Hall, kick it on the left, kick it on the right, and his whole thought process was one of confusion.
Robertson.
But at least he got the ball.
Hill, the other Hill, of course. There's 2 West Australian Hills playing in this one, and that's Stephen Hill in game number 50 for him. Picked 3 back in 2008.
He's handled the pressure brilliantly. He's only 50 games, so the expectations on him are of a 150-game player.
Mundy. Handball in the Ballantyne direction and buffeted out by Morris. It's been a good battle, that one-on-one.
Yeah, I think Hayden would acknowledge that he's been well beaten at the present time. He needs to find some of that forward footy and run onto it.
Morris has been one of the best at his craft for quite a while now. Pavlich, little fumble and a toe poke away. Cross to Higgins. Sits it up on Barry Hall. He'll need to go here, Barry. Roughhead goes. Got hands to it. Couldn't mark it. Fife back against the flow. Handball missed the target. Johnson sets it up. Says, I'll get it and kick it long to you. Ballantyne cut off by Stack. Ballantyne waited.
He's had a good game, didn't he?
No, he has. He's been really solid down there as a defender. There's Ballantyne just waiting for the ball. Probably could have turned his body there, Ballantyne, and taken Stack's run.
Yeah.
And that's a player that's under pressure with the Dale Morris factor.
Well, I think that's just been released, and he's been able to push up the ground as an on-ball. I'm not sure whether Morris will go with him all the way.
Sandlands reaches down. Pavlich, Ibbotson, he left it behind. Higgins might make them pay. Runs back, gives it to Cross, wobbles it inside 50. Tough ball to be gathering. Slapped clear. Race on. Hill, Picken. Picken got there first. Hill hassles him out of play.
Oh, he's done a super job, William Picken.
Oh.
Hill's only had the 8 disposals. A very good job. More importantly, Hill's only had the 3 handball receives.
A little lull. Sandlands to the back to Boyd. Johnson knocks it out. Grover, clever collect, goes back. Ibbotson, he's got 5. Kicks needs to be good. Grover and Fife both running for it, and neither get there in time. Ball in.
It's a massive battle, this one, Fife and Cross. Both significant players, but they're nullifying each other at the present time, which, given the form that Fife was in, is a bit of a win for mine for the Dogs.
Boyd, again, the boundary line, and the boundary umpires earning their money right now.
Well, under pressure, both sides are staying wide. That's why we've had a lot of boundary throw-ins. First 5 minutes of this third quarter. A lot of pressure, a lot at stake.
Docker starting with an extra right in front of Barry Hall.
Hudson reached over and touched Sandlands over the shoulder. Play on advantage. Pavlich long.
This is where Ballantyne's got to use his pace.
Crowley and Murphy. Murphy half a trip.
Good contest.
Crowd just realised the trip was paid. Didn't think it was there. Sherman. Short. Cross. Held up.
Bit of build up from the bullies.
Roughhead. Hudson's free. Needs to be a good kick. Hudson leaves that in the end. He made it Boyd's ball, and he met Kepler Bradley hard.
He's
and
down,
Bradley's
Bradley.
down. Boyd's kick's poor though, and that's been the tale of his night.
Good
Grant
pick up.
takes off inside 50. Wobbles the ball towards full forward. Off some hands. Grover gets there first. Six the line. Gets it cleverly.
Must have been a double hold from the umpire, because it certainly looked as if Duffield had hold of his opponent. There's the hit on Bradley.
Well, but that's a head to the back
it's
of
a double.
Boyd's head.
Well, it was just a double whammy. Hudson pushed him into Boyd.
Yeah, I think he touched heads. Ball back alive. Duffield. Lower.
Dangerous kick.
Yeah, all Dogs. Hudson. Oh, he spilled that. Van Berlo's been good. That was clever. Didn't give away the free. Gets another possession for his trouble. Mundy. Robertson needs to go down and get there. Set them up. De Boer. Oh, he takes on Ward and wins. Should have been in a Ward. Ward should have lined him up there. He missed him completely. Ballantyne looks up. Crowley's on the move in his direction. Hard ball to be gathering. Murphy kept his body in line with it. Takes it toward the line and then takes off on Crowley. Short. Punched away from Liberatore. Well played, Ballantyne. Game's lifted a cog all of a sudden. Morris to Murphy. His fumble poor. Main back in. Sandlands. He's got Pavlich. He's got the runner out wide. He ignores it. Goes for goal. Poor option. Lake.
Well, probably the best option there was to handball to Van Berlo. Big Pav.
Probably would have got it back over the top 35 out. Jacko, is it Dew fell over the ground over the last half an hour?
No, please, no excuses there, mate. It's still perfect conditions down here.
Okay.
Higgins.
There's a lot of mental pressure, that's all.
Rough head to Stack. floats it in the Hall direction. Needs to go. Barry De Boer does go. Body on the line there and gets the reward. A possession that rolls to Mundy. Higgins kind of waited for it.
He did. He's just not attacking the ball with confidence at the moment.
Griffin to Higgins to Hill. Buffeted off it. Dives back in. Both players going head first. Tackle laid on Robertson. And it stays in initially. In fact, it stays in until Griffin is taken out.
Well, Danny, who is winning the tug of war? Well, if anybody.
I just want to have a look at the Brian Lake one here, Jared, because the tug of war, to answer your question, I think Bulldogs just by a 15th.
5. You can explain to me how much a 15th is shortly.
1 point.
Okay. Not a lot.
44 plays 43. Williams. Bulldogs have won the past 6. This is Fremantle's big opportunity to get a monkey off their back. They're at home. They started the favourite, Liberatore. Round 15, 2005. The last time Fremantle beat the Dogs. Over the back.
It was lazy from Grant there on Ibbotson.
So Ibbotson to Bradley. Now Ballantyne's in a one-on-one, but Morris is the problem. That's the one-on-one. Palmer.
Well done, Lake.
Lake got there. Came off his man. Took really on well. Palmer on one. And content to take it out.
Geez, I thought he might have actually made the decision to whip it out to cross. He had him free. Sandland's looking dangerous. He's pushing forward.
From the ball in. Through Van Berlo's legs. Stack. Cross. Fremantle with the numbers. Johnson. He should
set up a wall here, Freo.
He does. He sits it long. Sandland's the tall man, but it's away from him. And Lake, the pick-off specialist. Gilby.
It's the last place you want to kick a high ball, one.
Higgins.
Brian Lake's area.
Pickin. Barry Hall. Bumped off it. Well played. McFarlane has to go back and get it. Hall gets it back again.
Clever.
So they can set it up here. Gilby, who gave it to Hall in the first place, has the option of going long or short to Hall. He goes wide, and that doesn't favour anybody. (44 to 43). Full house, Patersons Stadium. But we're none the wiser as to who's going to win this one. Cooney dragged down. Crowd won a ball. He had a long time. Pavlich, good first term, but hasn't been dominant since then. Grover, superb. McFarlane.
Should have a wall here, the bullies.
Stack about to send it back. It's a tough ball to gather because it was bouncing poorly.
Well done.
Cross. This is the kick, though. This is the possession. Williams. He takes the responsibility to turn it over. Although Johnson left it behind. Cooney gives it up. Sherman, can you believe it? Kicks his third.
Well, it was a shocking mistake by young Robertson. I'm not sure whether he just misread the ball or thought it was called out by Johnson, but it was just an arm waving in the wind, Dwayne, and then it was doubled up by Johnson, who dropped the mark. I'm sure he thought that Robertson was going to be involved. Great hands from Cooney. Good running from Sherman, who's looking pretty dangerous.
Well, he's kicked 3 goals. Could be the match winner. You've just got to take your opportunities and minimise your mistakes. As you talked about that, the rush kick there from the bullies. Robertson was just all at sea. It was a floater, but could have, no doubt, could have got a hand on that.
Well, it's a bit of a tactical win here because Crowley's gone into defence. Robert Murphy was his charge early in the piece, and he's had a pretty good third term, Robert Murphy.
Hudson gets the clearance after collecting the handball. Higgins plays for the free and milks it. Barry Hall wants it long in his direction. And it's in his direction. He gets there. 50 from goal.
He led wide, and he's got some space out there. Now, it makes it a relatively more difficult shot than if you're straight out in front, but Barry Hall's capable of putting this through. It's the first time that he's been able to get off McFarlane. Nice kick from Higgins.
About to sink the cold steel blue slipper that he's wearing into the ball and thump it long. It's a poor kick though across the face, and Sandlin's next not to mark it. He let it go out on the full.
Well, it's probably a percentage play because he could have fumbled it.
Handballs it off, puts Grover under pressure, and is that deliberate enough?
Well, that's a win for the Bullies. I suppose with Sandlin's taking that kick, he's normally the long one down the line, so he's looked up and thought, where am I?
Callum Ward once again, he's just he's on heat at the present time. He's really just a step ahead of most players there.
And here he is on cue, centering kick half smothered. Pavlich shoots the handball back. Hill dives out of an attempted tackle, throws the handball to Reece Palmer, who fumbles it and gets it back. Got a little lucky there. Fife, Pavlich, Bradley, Fife opens up ahead of him. Takes them on with a bounce.
Ballantyne.
Shorts it to Ballantyne. He's hardly seen it. This is his moment. This will bring the crowd to life. High bomb, goal square. Didn't hit it properly, but it works. McPhee.
Good mark. Playing on.
Plays on and misses. Hits both posts.
Cannon. Nice work from Ballantyne to trip Morris up, which gave him a 30-metre break. Didn't have the composure, Danny, though, when he had the ball. He should have just buried the goal himself.
And again, it's the Dale Morris factor. You think you're going to be under pressure all the time. As we see the double cannon off the goal post and point post there for McPhee.
Ibbotson from 4 deep, but Williams too strong.
Nice mark.
Cross. Good pass, Griffin. His man left him. Now it opens up for Roughhead in a one-on-one with Grover. Grover's got the experience. Gets there with some speed. Taps it across cleverly.
Well, unfortunately for Griffin, it finished up a poor choice. He had 2 players running hard. One was Sherman, probably goes in and kicks his 4th. And I think the other one was Grant, who was running wide.
Mark Harvey has never beaten Rodney Eade in their head-to-head as coaches. It's Eade 4, Harvey 0 in their head-to-heads. Mundy wide, and it's knocked out of play. Last time these two teams met, round 17 last year, it was the Dogs by 82 points in a smashing. And that was at Etihad, but 12 goals that win.
Robert Murphy's the deepest Bulldog, and Jesse Crichton's his new opponent.
Cooney, handball stolen by De Boer, gave to Ibbotson. Bradley, their go-to man. 2 goals so far. Pumps it towards half forward. Morris is beating Ballantyne. Lake. And they'll set it up with Hill.
Ballantyne had no right to be there, though. He needs to be running there and taking Morris up the ground and beating him on the way back.
Josh Hill to Liberatore. Took the half step. Rough head.
Good kid.
And he left it behind.
He's dropped 2 of those tonight. In the same area.
Too lower. Now, can they make them pay here? They can't. Dogs will take that after the drop mark.
Well, these drop marks, especially in this area of the ground, are just crucial because 2 things. He marks that, he goes back. You've got Sherman who's on fire, and now we've got a ball up on the wing. It's just a huge let-off for Freo.
It's game number 11 for Jordan Roughhead. Callum Ward spears that right through Higgins. Poor fumble. Fife, he couldn't trap it. And is that deliberate? Crowd wanted it again.
Just want to have a look at Jared Grant's work rate here, Jared. Just the top of screen. You see Ibbotson, he gets the ball. There's Jared Grant trailing 20 metres behind. We've been critical of the half forwards all night, and he's just looking for the easy one over the top. Ibbotson just read the play far too easy there for Grant.
Oh, lucky one for Boyd. Went in head first and tapped his ear against the knee of Main. Sends it to the hot spot. Roughhead gets there again. Oh, bang!
Great contest.
He took him out. I'm not sure he went the ball there.
He's reporting.
I think he's going to be reported.
Yeah, no.
And McFarlane getting up very, very slowly.
Listen, I've got a report for charging.
23 Bulldogs.
23 on 18, Dino. I've reported him for charging. It's your free kick, okay? Free kick, got him late. That's a charge. No. Still got him late, Barry.
Bradford's hurt as well.
Got a report for charging.
Okay, let's have a look here.
The ball's clearly kicked after that.
Jack, offset 50.
Did have his eyes on the ball for most of the time there.
All the time, I thought, Wayne. And the last minute, saw impact and then brought his arm down. So
I think one of his defences will be he got pushed.
Yeah.
You can see there at the back, Grover gives him a little shove.
correct way.
Yeah, the eyes are the telltale story there too as well. I think he did keep his eyes on the ball for the majority.
We got the benefit of the replay.
Well, the tribunal or the match review panel will also have the benefit of that. Van Berlo, little fumble. Morris back in. Hudson, Liberatore. The build-up good. Cooney needs to finish from 50, and that's horrendous.
Well, again, just those forward options. We had Sherman, Higgins, Grant running on his outside. Forward entries and the decision-making going forward.
Well, they certainly had, I think, the better of this quarter, the Bulldogs, but they just haven't been able to gap Fremantle enough, given their dominance.
And the home side will be roared home by the home crowd, no doubt. 6 points the margin. We've ticked into time on third term, and again, poor skills. Gilby. And again, he sits it up. Over Barry Hall's head, and he looks okay, McFarlane. That's the good news also for Roughhead. McFarlane's fine.
Well, there's a major difference there. Sherman was just charging in to become a crummer, and yet there were 2 or 3 others of his teammates basically just guarding space or spectating, Danny, and I know that was one of your favourites as a coach.
Yeah, excuse me, not good there, Jared.
Ibbotson towards Sandlin's got the reach, couldn't take the mark. Hill takes off. He wants the midfield. Runs through the centre square. Pokes the pass gently towards half forward. Van Berlo's been the man. He's got 2 goals. Slides this one to Crichton. Fresh man, late inclusion. Hasn't seen a lot of action yet. Crichton thumps it out. Van Berlo, Palmer, Bradley. Well, who else? He's got 3.
Wasteful at the other end, the Dockers go forward and maximise their opportunities. It was a good break through the middle of the ground. It was Hill who spread and who executed the decision pretty correctly. And then it was just a matter of numbers. They just pushed more numbers up. They had another one, that handball over the top, which Kepler didn't elect to take. He's got a hunger for these goals, Dwayne. He's enjoying the goals.
When Essendon took him pick 6 in 2003, maybe it was a pretty good pick.
It's proven that way at the moment. He just took a little bit of time to develop. And I think he's taken some time to find his position. No one thought in their wildest dreams he could be an effective tall forward or full forward. But that's what he's proven to be for this group.
And a fantastic story of a survivor. Kepler Bradley has tied the scores up with his 3rd goal. Fife dragged down. Crowley to half forward. Stack. Gilby. Lake. Pumps it long. Griffin's down there. Thumped away. Well, he has been a star again, Grover. Fremantle's 5th highest game player of all time, Anthony Grover. 31 years of age. Magnificent servant of this club. Sandlands with the reach. Palm down. Boyd. Pavlich was right with him. Cross. Handled it through legs.
Danger.
Williams left it behind. Reece Palmer needs to clean up that little mess, and he does with some style. Hill pumps it long. Crichton inside 50. Murphy read it better. Had the experience.
I think this is a win for the Bulldogs. I'm not sure Crichton has got the experience to be able to cope with Robert Murphy, although he's let himself down.
He's winning plenty of the ball, Murphy.
Game 192 for Murphy. Game 7 for Crichton. McPhee drops it across the line. Markovic gives a little tickle up there. It was nice. Just let him know. Here we go. Up. Cut it a bit too early there. Cooney. caught. Towed away. Griffin. And he wins a free, and it was soft.
Danny, if you're a coach at the present time, given the game is so even, would you interpret substituting as tantamount to blinking?
Well, it's an interesting one, isn't it?
Because I'm not sure you can risk going early here.
It's a tough one. Both coaches have elected to keep Pitt and young Mitch Wallace on the bench. And they're probably waiting to see who's going to pull the trigger first.
And both are relatively inexperienced players. Well, Wallace is so inexperienced he's not played a minute of senior footy yet, but that's the hard part. If you had a seasoned match winner to bring on, it might be different. Oh, Bradley, he kicked that straight into Hudson, goes back and gets it. There's a way of getting 2 stats. The ball dragged down. Duffield dragged down. Is it in the back? Just gets away with it.
Tell you what, though, Dwayne, from what I've seen of Mitch Wallace, he knows how to kick a goal. He knows how to sniff a goal, and another crumbing forward for the Bulldogs would not be out of place at the moment.
And the leader, he was called the Cannons captain in their premiership team. 47 possessions in their grand final win last year. So he knows how to play on the big stage. Mitch Wallace might be a perfect time. You're right, Jared.
Free kick downfield, high.
Free kick downfield for High. Hudson. Delicate stage. 27 minutes gone.
Another miss.
Sherman might mop up that little mess. Takes them on, but falls. Duffield. Johnson needs to find McPhee. Dropped the last one. Holds this one. Gets some applause. 2.5 minutes from three-quarter time.
Hill is working overtime.
Hill, Liberatore.
Well done, Liberatore. You've got to hold your feet, though.
He's in trouble here. It comes out somehow. Reece Palmer, Ballantyne. Now Ballantyne's got 2 to beat. Lake's one of them. Boundary line if he wants it, Brian Lake.
Super play.
He pumps it high though. Markovic, McPhee, Fife, poor hands. Back to Boyd. Wobbles one to half forward. Tried the little volleyball pump there, Grover. Johnson slides in. Higgins.
Numbers.
They've got the loose band here. Cooney. Just depends on who he picks. He's got plenty to choose from. Pokes it to Sherman. Can't take the mark. Can't gather the crumb. McFarland. Hill. Boundary. Ball in.
She's had a goal written all over that one, Danny.
Could have taken the game on a little bit more, Jared. Cooney. He elected to kick the ball. Probably could have ran another 10 metres to make it an easier possession.
Bradley down to Duffield. Dying seconds in the shadows of three-quarter time. Scores level. Goal would be huge for momentum. Both teams know it. Don't want to concede one. Would love to get one. It comes out to lower. Down to 90 seconds. Fife. A spear to Van Berlo. Little fumble. Goes to ground. Markovic bumped him off it. Ward comes in to lend a hand to Morris. Dogs still a chance. Liberatore back to Morris. Short to Higgins. Duffield.
Good mark.
Fantastic grab.
Playing the free kick.
Higgins getting a rest.
Oh, and 50.
Oh, that's undisciplined. It's a game of inches now. It's the last thing Rodney Eade and the Bulldogs need. Just thinking about yourself there. The free kick was definitely there. He held the jumper.
So the clock stops at 1:09. Short to Hill, just on and fresh. He's got Ibbotson if he wants him, and he does want him. Ibbotson can take this on from the boundary. Hits the pocket. Main. Thumb clear, and is that still in? No. It's a behind. 51 to 50. As it was at quarter time when Fremantle led by 1 behind. Big kick in this. Can they break through the press? Murphy long to Markovic. Thump clear of him. Cooney comes in. Clock stops at 46.
Well, we can see Mitch Wallace warming up on the boundary line. I've got no doubt he will be put on for the last quarter, Jared. You just see him here warming up.
Who do they take off?
Well, a number of Hill, Grant.
Mundy. Duffield, no one to go to now, realises it. Hill, well, he ducked into that and milked it.
Let him up.
Grab on at 50. Clock stops at 31. Late chance for a goal for Fremantle. Hill thumps it long. Mains down there. He wipes his hands. Can't get near it. Thumped away from him.
Very easy to defend that long kick to the boundary line. Probably the best option was just 30 metres out directly in front.
Sandlands wasn't there, so he was kind of confused as to whether to go long to the spot that he would love to have gone to if Sandlands was there. Sandlands here now to do the ruck work. Hudson with him. Flick to Palmer. Tries to get a handball out, but found Boyd. Thumps it long. It'll be coming back.
So the chance.
McFarlane down to 9 seconds. Lower needs to hit a chest. He does, but it's crosses. Just out of play. Clock stops at 1. So barring a free kick from this ball in, it'll be three-quarter time.
Would you back Hudson in and take Roughhead off? Because for mine, run is going to determine the result.
Not a bad call. Not a bad call. I think run on the one. He's been quiet, Roughhead.
Siren sounds from the ball in. Neither team have effected their sub. Pitt for Fremantle and Wallace for the Western Bulldogs. A crucial contest, and it'll go down to the wire. Fremantle by 1 point. 7-9-51 to 7-8-50.